Hello everybody, my name is Kazu. Nice to meet you. This is part of my 365-day daily challenge, speaking English for 30 minutes straight using Tofu style questions. No script, just spontaneous answers, just like the real exam. Let's get started. Today is day 194. 194. So let's see yesterday's correction. Got it? I needed money in Seattle, so I looked for a place to work. Wait. So I first tried hitchhiking California. I ran out of money, so I had to find a job. I had to find a job. I looked for a place where I could work and found a sushi restaurant on an online bulletin board. I needed money in Seattle, so I looked for a place to work on online bulletin board. On online bulletin boards. And I found one. There was a sushi restaurant, and the owner was a woman. Woman. She was very kind. She let me work there. She even gave me some, food. She even introduced me to another Japanese restaurant where I could work. She even introduced me to another Japanese restaurant where I could work. I made some money there, and the owner of that Japanese restaurant was also a woman. She also introduced me to another Japanese person who was looking for a worker. She also introduced me to another Japanese person who was looking for a worker. And the Japanese person hired me as a part-time worker. He had a cleaning company, and I cleaned the office of a Japanese company in Seattle. The Japanese company had probably already moved to another office, so the office was empty. At that time, the Japanese company had probably already moved to another office. The office was empty, and that's why we had to clean the room. And anyway, I did it. I was hard, but I did it. He paid me for the work. He was very kind and generous. He also let me stay at this house. he also let me stay at his house. Actually, at the time, maybe the Japanese company already moved out. Actually, he was married. He got married じゃないんだ。He was married. He was married. He was married, so he who can't get married. I can't get married. I can get married. He was married, so his wife was there too, and he was a bit older, maybe in his 50s, in his 50s, maybe in his 50s. But he was very kind, and he and his wife were about the same age as my parents. He and his wife were about the same age as my parents, but they were a little bit younger than my parents anyway. Younger than my parents anyway. They were a little bit younger than my parents anyway. I stayed in Seattle for about a week and was able to earn some money. But based on my calculation, my budget was a little bit short. To go to New York by Greyhound. Short. My father was planning to go to New York on a business trip. On a business trip. So I planned to arrive in New York on the same date. So anyway, getting back to the budget. The budget wasn't enough to get me to New York. The budget wasn't enough to get me to New York by Greyhound. Actually, I wanted to go to Chicago before going to New York. And when I calculated the budget, it was still a little short. I forgot the exact word, but yeah. I decided to hitchhike again. Actually, I wasn't starving or anything. I decided to hitchhike again. I was not hungry じゃなくて、I wanted to say, なんだろう、I wanted to say, I was not energetic. I was not, I was not willing to do it. I was not willing to hitchhike at that time. But half of myself, so part of me thought it would be impossible. Hitchhiking is impossible, but another part of me believed it was. So another part of me believed it was possible. At least I wanted to try hitchhike again. So from Seattle to Salt Lake City, I actually went by Greyhound bus. But from Salt Lake City, I decided to hitchhike. So that's the background. Anyway, I eventually managed to hitchhike. There are a lot of Mormons there. They are very kind. Salt Lake City is known as a Mormon city. Anyway, some of them picked me up and gave me rides to the east. The first time I finally got a ride, I cried after I got out of the car. I had thought it would be impossible, but that guy was very kind and even gave me some money. So I just cried. Maybe he thought I was homeless or something, because my clothes looked awful. I was just wearing shorts and a t-shirt. Short pants. I was just wearing shorts and a t-shirt, and they were a bit dirty. Everything was a little dirty. Anyway, he was very kind. So that's why I cried after I got out of the car. From the middle morning, I took a Greyhound bus to Chicago. Anyway. I think I see. I think this correction is yesterday's one, I guess. Anyway, I don't have time. It's about time to go. So yeah, later. I'll resume this after I go back home. After I go back home. How can I say? I resume this after I get back home. I will resume this after I get back home. I will resume this after I get back home. So later. Thank you. There. DAY194. He was married. He uploaded videos of himself hitchhiking across the US from west to east. The famous YouTuber uploaded videos of himself hitchhiking across the US from west to east. So I was too soft on myself, and honestly I wasn't that bold. But the budget I had prepared ran out. I think he had also already graduated from university by then. where is the part I did yesterday? So from Salt Lake, actually read by Greyhound. So how do you handle academic pressure? How do you handle academic pressure? I actually quit the university in the middle, so I couldn't handle academic pressure. But right now, I made my morning routine a habit, and I know how to manage tasks properly. Like before, I was like I couldn't do what I had to do first. Like I always put necessary tasks aside. So I was always late to submit academic reports or something. Or I just barely passed the tests, something like that. But right now, I know how to start things like academic things or what I have to do for work. So I think I can handle academic pressure. But wait, let me set the timer. So if I have to submit some homework, I would do make a plan. Like first I confirm the expiration date, and then calculate the schedule, reversely. Like, if you know the date you have to submit, and then you can know how many days you have, and you can manage to finish the homework within the days. I actually quit university halfway through. I actually quit university halfway through. I will resume this after I get back home. I quit university in the middle, halfway through, because I couldn't handle the academic pressure. But now I've made my morning routine habits, and I know how to manage my tasks properly. Before I couldn't start with what I had to do first. I always put the important tasks aside. So I was always late to submit academic reports or something. Wait a minute. This is not what I tried to paste. I would just bury past tests and things like that. Yeah, so I just bury past. But now I know how to get started on academic work and on the tasks I have to do for my job. Get started. How to get started. But I know how to get started on academic work and on the tasks I have to do for my job. I think I can handle academic pressure now. Let me set the timer. So if to submit some homework, I would make a plan. So if I have to submit some homework, I would make a plan first. I check the deadline. So deadline. Plenty of time. First, I check the deadline and then work backwards to make a schedule. Then work backwards. Work backwards. Work backwards. I work backwards to make a schedule. I check the deadline and then work backwards to make a schedule. If you know the date you have to submit it, you can see how many days you have left and a plan so that you can finish the homework within that time. If you know the date you have to submit it, you can see how many days you have left. How many days you have left. And plan so that you can finish the homework within that date. I just said fucking obvious thing. You know, like, if you want to finish homework, I can tell you the tip. You just should work backwards to make a schedule. It's obvious. Everyone knows that. But everyone can't do that. But right now, I believe I would be able to do that. Because I wake up early, so there's no chance to be late for classes. And yeah, I know how to get started on what I don't like getting started on. And I'm so sleepy. Do you handle academic pressure? And I got a skill to make everything a habit. Like, I made running a habit. I made muscle training a habit. So I think I made this challenge a habit. And I made studying for English a habit. So I would be able to study for the university's study regularly. Study is not temporary things. You have to study all the time in your life. So I think right now I realized how fun study is. So yeah, I think I can do that. Thank you.